I'm missing my chopsticks, though. It feels sacrilegious to use a fork and a knife in Korea.
Do they have palace stays?
We should. Just.
This is especially good for hangovers.
I definitely need that.
She was born in the outskirts of Seoul to an American GI and a young Korean woman. He was born in Alsace, France, land of pork and cabbage. She was put up for adoption at 3 and then lovingly raised in Virginia by her new family. He was 16 when he began his apprenticeship. She found her birth mother when she was 19. He came to America and became one of the world's greatest chefs. They fell in love and married over a decade ago. Now, Jean-Georges and Marja return to her birthplace to chronicle the tastes and traditions of Korea. These are the Kimchi Chronicles.
Seoul is one giant, spicy and bubbling melting pot. An ambitious, driven metropolis, Seoul has grown neighborhood by neighborhood into a city of over 10 million citizens. Another 10 million or so live in the outskirts of Seoul, accounting for nearly half the Korean population. With all those mouths to feed, Seoul has tens of thousands of restaurants, and most of them are more than very good. Today, it's the best of Seoul, a place that, like New York, never seems to sleep. Surrounded by mountains, Seoul was originally settled along the banks of the broad Han River, which splits the city into north and south. It continued to grow, and today, Seoul is increasingly high-rise and high-tech. In fact, it's the most wired city in the world. It's also a great place for eating. My chef husband Jean-Georges and I have come to love Seoul food. Here's our list of the best places to visit and eat in Seoul. Seoul was designated as the World Design Capital in 2010, and the best way to see that is from up high. Go to the top of the Namsan Tower, the Samsung Jongno Tower, or the 63 Tower for the best view of this stylish city. Koreans are crazy about their barbecue. For the best beef barbecue, head to Hanilgwan, a multi-story, unexpectedly modern setting for country-style beef bulgogi. Soy-marinated ribeye served with noodles and broth, and kalbi, thinly sliced bone-in short ribs. For chadolbagi, a simple dish of thinly sliced brisket, check out the unassuming restaurant Chadoljip, whose doenjang jjigae, a soybean paste stew, was also the best we've had in Seoul. That's delicious. For samgyeopsal, pork belly with 3 layers of fat cooked just right, you can't miss huktonga, where the pork comes from Jeju Island, and you can follow the pork belly with delicious cuts of shoulder and even pork cheeks. Oh my God, that's like filet mignon of pork. Oh my God, it's so tender. I can shop at the best of them, whether it's for shoes or food. And in Seoul, there are over 70 fabulous neighborhood markets, including about 20 that have been renovated by the government. Korea has a long tradition of mom-and-pop stands who have always taken great pride in their product. And happily, that tradition lives on. My favorite is a Jungang market with its great fish, both fresh and dried, and produce, including the most amazing displays of Napa cabbages and scallions. It's next to the restaurant supply markets, which sell everything you could need for your kitchen, from kimchi refrigerators to stone pots for bibimbap, all at affordable prices. For upscale food shopping, check out Lotte Department Store, the Harrods of Seoul. You can find everything here from freshly made kimchi sold by the pound to pricey teas and spices. Lotte prides itself in carrying items from around the world, but my favorites are the packaged goods, with names that crack me up like Crunky, Motherfinger, and Mr. Big. Set aside a sunny morning or afternoon for a visit to the Cheongdeokgung, old opulent Korea, smack in the middle of contemporary Seoul. Get yourself a guide like Professor David Mason, who after living in Korea for the last 20 years, was able to cram the entire history of Korea into a single hour-long walk.
Isn't this beautiful?
It's
back here. This was kind of a royal retreat. This is the beginnings of what we call the secret garden.
Look at this view, though. Oh,
Could we move in, huh?
I'm ready.
This is stunning. This is where you'd want to.
Do they have palace stays here?
Just stay. We should.
A brand new kind of fast food has taken Seoul by storm. Bibigo is a nascent chain of casual restaurants specializing in perhaps the most famous of Korean dishes, bibimbap. Bibigo takes the customary components and combines them with the efficiency and convenience of fast food, keeping it healthy and authentic. Bibigo has already come to California, and I'm just waiting for them to open one up in New York. A fish market isn't the most obvious tourist destination, but Nyoryeongjin is one of Seoul's most visited places. JG ranks it among the best fish markets in the world. You can buy your fish while it's still live and kicking, have it filleted for you on site, and then cooked upstairs in one of the many restaurants that overlook the fish selling frenzy.
Yeah. Look at
That's my first one.
that. Yeah.
For the best vegetarian food in Seoul, you must go to Sancheon. Founded by Yun-Shik Kim, a monk who left the temple for the kitchen. Sancheon's food is a remarkable variety of mountain vegetables and herbs mixed with a vibrant array of spices and other flavorings. For the best story of urban renewal, take a walk along the Cheonggyecheon stream.
That's cool. It's mesmerizing, right?
After the war, Seoul grew rapidly, and by the mid-60s, the stream had become polluted and eventually was covered over and turned into an elevated highway. Flash forward to 2005 when Seoul completed a gigantic restoration project that transformed the stream back to life and brought nature back to the city. It's one of those few truly environmentally friendly urban design projects that work. Seoul has some incredible street food. My favorite place to go for street snacking is in the Insadong area, sort of the Soho of Seoul, where you can find everything from the sublime to the strange. A wide variety of sweets like poo bread, something akin to a Rice Krispie treat, to the sweet dragon's beard made of strands of honey and nuts. On the other end of the spectrum, you can get small cups of bondegi, silkworm larva, a snack all my Korean friends and family love, but that I'm still trying to master. For another kind of street food, head to Gwanjang, a covered market that comes alive at lunchtime and particularly at night. You can shop for little tasty tidbits to bring home, or you can sit down on stools and eat right there in the stalls at the market. My favorite things to eat include yukwae, Korean beef tartare flavored with Korean pear and sesame, japchae, cellophane noodles and slivered vegetables cooked together in a sweet, slightly salty sauce, and bendaedak, crispy mung bean pancakes that get dipped in soy sauce and vinegar mixed with onions. You know, I love potato pancakes. Little sour cream, one of my favorite things. It's got nothing on this. Nothing! Gwangjang also excels when it comes to banchan, kimchi, and a ton of other spicy bites. There are pickled garlic shoots, fermented lotus root, and spicy radish that's been marinated for a year. Seoul is a city that never sleeps. There's fabulous nightlife, whether it's noraebang, the Korean version of karaoke, or dancing late into the night at one of the happening clubs, including my latest find, Eden. Like any hip Korean, I love a good party, and I know all the hangover cures. Koreans look at food for its medicinal benefits as well as nourishment, and rival the Chinese in their amazing array of cures. The place to check out these incredible remedies is the Gyeongdong Market, where stall after stall overflows with everything from dried frogs, said to help children who are too thin, to herbs, flowers, fruits, and more. Even if you aren't looking to get cured, it's an experience not to be missed.
This is especially good for hangovers.
I definitely need that. Soup isn't just good for a hangover. It's part of every Korean meal, and Seoul has some exceptional restaurants that feature soup. For kimchi jjigae, a spicy and hearty kimchi and tofu soup, make a detour to Seoul Shikdang, famous for its 7-minute kimchi jjigae. Look at that. Is that not perfection in a spoon? Please. For the best kamjatang, a filling stew of pork neck and potatoes, go where the taxi drivers go. Songgane, a full meal here including rice and sides, is less than $8. For the best samgyetang, Korean chicken soup, it's worth braving the lines at Tosokchan, where giant bowls arrive with entire baby chickens stuffed with sweet rice and all sorts of health-giving roots and seeds. Totally delicious. The Chosun Hotel is the oldest in the Republic of Korea. Ever since 1914, the hotel has been the epicenter for gatherings of historic importance. and it was the first in Korea to have an elevator and to serve ice cream. Go no further than the lobby of the Chosun Hotel for Seoul's most romantic fine dining spot. Ninth Gate's beautiful food is complemented by the floor-to-ceiling view of the Temple of Heaven, built in 1897. Ninth Gate's chef Min Lee is a Korean who studied for years in Paris. He combines Korean ingredients with French techniques. And the best part about eating in my favorite hotel is that you can skip the taxi home.
Don't you feel like it's a second honeymoon?
Absolutely, it's great to be here in Korea.
Ooh,
Wow, look at that.
it's a tureen. Wow.
That looks good. Bonsoir, vous allez bien?
Oh, bonsoir.
Ça va? C'est quoi? Qu'est-ce qu'on mange là?
Ah, ça c'est du melon, c'est sauce un peu traditionnel de coréen parce que c'est du melon de moutarde coréen avec pignon.
Pignon et nut sauce.
Oh, nice.
C'est avalo.
Ah bah non.
Yeah.
It's like a puzzle dish.
Looks good. Beautiful. Merci bien.
Tell me that. I'm missing my chopsticks, though.
Do they
It
have
feels
a lot?
sacrilegious to use a fork and a knife in Korea.
The crunch is good.
You really packed it all in there.
Wow. I see the champagne works well too. No?
Oh, yes, let me test.
Just.
Cheers, babe.
Et voilà.
감사합니다.
Ça c'est le porc de coréen.
Like short rib?
Yeah. Short ribs on the oxtail.
Yeah,
This is
it's
pretty
called.
amazing to have short ribs, medium rare, super tender. Wow. I don't know how they do that.
Good.
It's pretty cool, I think, to eat, French Korean food.
Fusion, it's the first time I've had it.
Yeah, me too.
Well, hopefully after this trip you'll be inspired and maybe we'll have a new...
I'm already inspired.
Well, just wait. Now I'm the food expert here. Okay, I'm going to take you around.
Absolutely, I'm ready to follow.
And then we can have Iron Chef at home. Ooh, that's pretty.
Gate. 그 케이크고요. This one is the makgeolli sorbet.
Ooh, I'm going for the makgeolli first. You like makgeolli. Rice, wine beer.
Merci.
It's like an ultra cold makgeolli.
Wow, that's delicious, huh?
I know some people that can get you makgeolli. I think it's your new drink.
As a sorbet, it really works well.
It's a nice end to a perfect meal.
Très bon.
Cheers again. Yay. You know, that dinner that we had at Ninth Gate really kind of inspired me, and the dessert especially. Remember the chef made that
Makgeolli?
makgeolli sorbet?
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, I decided to make a makgeolli ice cream.
So what is makgeolli anyway? It's
Makgeolli is traditional rice ale brewed with yeast.
very yeasty.
Can you smell?
It smells like rice.
Very much.
Fermented rice.
All right, babe, so I want you to help me get this started. I'm going to pour in my heavy cream. And this is maple syrup. This is going to be our sweetening agent.
Wow.
And then if you could pour a cup and a half
Makgeolli?
of makgeolli. And if you could get this on the heat for me, babe,
Oh well.
I'd appreciate that. I'm going to just add some sugar to my 6 egg yolks. You're the professional whisker. Go ahead.
Until it gets a little foamy,
Oh,
like a ribbon.
I didn't know that.
Otherwise, the sugar would burn the yolk.
You're good. You should go into food.
That's it.
That's it?
Yeah. You like my new toy, huh? My new stove?
I like it. I had so many good things to eat in Seoul, you have no idea.
believe
And you
you.
went to the fish market there, which is amazing, and that's one of the best places to eat.
Live squid, everything was
So
alive.
great. Diana
Octopus.
knows all the great places to go, no?
Yeah. So you bring this to a boil. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna temper my yolks.
See, I knew I needed you. I actually tricked you. You know, I figured out the recipe, but this is what I wanted to happen. I wanted you to actually
Do it.
do all the work.
I'll pour it back in.
Oh, okay. Out of your way.
When you see the bubbles, it's very foamy now when there's bubbles. Mm-hmm. As it cooks, you want to stop it at about 165.
And when do you know it's done? It's going to coat the spatula?
It's gonna coat the spatula.
Aha, that I know.
See the bubbles?
Yeah, they're getting smaller for sure.
I think we're ready here.
So do you want me to hold this up?
Yeah. We're just gonna pour it.
Okay. Watch the splatter. Watch my shirt.
Wow.
I know. All right, so this is going to cool.
Yes.
And I have a batch already cooled that I can just go ahead and put in the mixer. Little ice cream machines, you kind of set it and forget it. Could you imagine trying to make ice cream back in the day?
In the old days on
Forget
on
it.
ice and salt.
I say no. So 30 minutes I'm going to set it for.
There we go.
Great. And it's as simple as that. Okay, so my ice cream's going. I've got dessert covered. What are you going to do?
Some Seoul inspiration as well.
Oh, good.
So here I'm having some tuna, yellowfin tuna.
Sushi quality.
Yeah, it's a beautiful tuna from
Yes,
Hawaii.
it is.
And I'm cutting it into
Thin strips.
thin strips, like almost like noodles, like tuna noodles. Just keep it nice on ice. You can use salmon if you want. Then we're gonna use some scallion. So I'm adding a little bit of olive oil. It's important, I think, when you work with raw food that you keep it really ice cold. You know, you're gonna season it with some gochugaru. So a little bit of gochugaru for
Heat.
heat, salt. That's it. So
I
keep
like
it-
how you massage the noodles, babe. The tuna ribbons.
tuna ribbons. Nice and cold.
Delish.
There you go. Try one. I think salt is good. Well, now we're gonna do put a little sauce together here. So I'll blend some ginger,
Okay, that's a lot of ginger.
a little bit of olive oil. I mean, this sauce is probably enough for 6-8 people. Vinegar, white vinegar,
White
rice vinegar,
Oh, rice vinegar. Okay.
champagne vinegar, any white vinegar. Then I did a little syrup with lemongrass,
Okay.
and then soy sauce.
Great.
Yeah, we're just gonna blend this together.
And you're really gonna.
Smooth, all the way smooth.
For real? All right.
So should I finish my dish?
I think you should. I can't wait to dig in.
Sliced avocado on the bottom of the bowl.
Beautiful.
There we go. And add my tuna noodles.
Oh, so you don't put
Or
the
ribbons.
sauce. Oh, okay. You put it
You
on
don't
at
use
the last minute.
yeah, last minute. Otherwise, you would cook the tuna.
Oh.
So we don't we
Then
really
you'd
want
have a tuna ceviche.
exactly
Right.
crunchy radishes on top.
You're so artistic.
Then we're gonna thank you, baby. Then we're gonna add the ginger. You want to mix it up because it starts separating.
Wow.
Ginger sauce.
Beautiful. What is that?
Chili sauce.
Ooh.
Oil, sorry, chili oil.
I know I like my heat.
There's more heat for you.
Delicioso.
There we go.
Let's try this now. Ooh.
I'm sure
So you
get
should
a piece.
get everything.
Everything.
A little bit of everything in there.
Radish.
Gosh.
The ginger.
That's too
Very
good.
nice.
Ninth gate good.
Yeah, very savory.
All right, are you
Thanks
ready
me.
for dessert?
I'm ready for the
All right.
that ice cream.
The ice cream's ready. Babe, can you do your little perfect
Little scoops.
scoop? There you go. You're such a professional.
No.
Gosh.
There we go.
All right, great. So I've got some toppings to go on here. I have a little raspberries. This sesame cracker is called kanjong.
Kanjong.
Yeah. And I crushed it here so we can just sprinkle it on top. So
Okay.
put whatever you want on there.
All right. Up.
Try a little bit of this
Yeah.
for texture. That looks so pretty.
Very
And then I
pretty.
have a little maple syrup. Beautiful. Okay. I'm so excited.
Beautiful.
All right. Make sure you get
Let's-
everything. As you always say. Mmm. That's good.
Wow.
Super good.
I may take this and put it in one of the restaurants here.
I better get a credit. I want a little sidebar that says
The
my
macaroni-
wife's recipe.
Makgeolli marshmallow ice cream.
Right. Marge's Makgeolli ice cream.
All right. That sounds good.
Okay. Good. Korea is a kid-friendly country, and Seoul is a kid-friendly city. In fact, May 5th is Children's Day, and the whole city turns into a playground. No matter what time of year, every visit to Seoul with Chloe always includes Lotte World, the world's largest indoor theme park. It's a great place to be a kid, or at least act like one. For a taste of royal court cuisine, go to what is quite literally an oasis in the city. Korea House, where you can have a once-in-a-lifetime authentic taste of life as Korean royalty experienced it. Where are my queenly jewels? Gaejang, a distinctly Korean dish of hard-shelled crabs marinated with soy sauce and punchy flavors like ginger and red chili. The crabs are never cooked and are a pricey but worthwhile delicacy. Of all the restaurants, Pro Kanjang Gaejang stands out as the best. It's run by Miss Bik Jaso, who is 69 and somehow ageless. She literally cracks open the crabs and hand feeds them to you. You can get plain soy marinated or extra spicy, but be warned, they're extra hot. Spicy, but good, but spicy. Seoul is no small town. It measures 233 square miles. about 10 times as large as Manhattan. The best way to get around, without a doubt, is the efficient subway system that snakes through the city quickly and on the cheap. It's completely wired so you can get your email, make calls, as well as catch the news on live TV. It's fast, it's clean, it's my kind of commute. If you want to visit an authentic active Buddhist temple, you don't have to leave the city. Bongunsa, a piece of Zen in the middle of Seoul. Visitors are warmly welcomed to the temples to get a glimpse of Buddhism's colorful, peaceful rituals. Nearby Bongunsa Temple is Bistro Seoul, our best restaurant for New Age Korean cooking. A modern place that specializes in reinterpreted and deconstructed Korean classics like bibimbap and bosam. The lovely Hyun Choi, a Culinary Institute of America grad, combines traditional Korean flavors with modern technique and sensibility. Their delicate fried chicken wings, a fresh salad with thinly sliced pork, and a not-to-be-missed ice cream sundae with caramel syrup and crunchy sesame crackers. North Korean cuisine inspires a lot of cooking in Seoul, and nobody does it better than Young Suzanne, runner-up to our best restaurant in all of Seoul. Sang-ok Choi founded the restaurant in 1979 and still keeps a watchful eye over the kitchen. You must try the whole cabbage kimchi stuffed with seafood, the pork belly served with kimchi that's been aged for 4 years, and the gossamer noodles made of mung bean jelly. The soy-glazed dried corvina, a Pacific fish, had Jean-Georges saying, "Wow." Koreans are big on fashion and big in fashion. Seoul is definitely a dressy city, and the shopping offers choices ranging from classic to contemporary. For hanbok, the traditional Korean garment, pay a visit to the master, Young-hee Lee, who drapes fabric with what I can only describe as fashion wisdom. For feminine contemporary clothing, go to Shinsadong, the Beverly Hills of Seoul, to check out Kay Kim's boutique. She turned my visit into an impromptu fashion show, and I, of course, did my thing. Now, after all the best of soul food comes Dore, our vote for the best overall restaurant in the entire city. The food is delicious and beautiful, restrained yet mind-blowingly flavorful and creative. It's an elegant and graceful place run by Suk-hee Lee, an elegant and graceful lady. I fell in love with her and her soul food the first time I met her. When I brought my husband, he fell even harder. Her pajan are like works of art. Her take on tofu was ethereal. Her crunchy noodle-wrapped fish was the most refined fried fish I've ever seen. Her braised short rib served in pumpkin brought tears to Jean-Georges' eyes. Eating at Dore can be a transformative experience, and Suk-hee is the embodiment of Korean cuisine and culture.
저 다리 떴다 짓도록 놀다 나가세 아리아리랑 스리스리랑 아라리가 났네 아리랑 아라리가 났네.
If you come to my restaurant, I'm not going to be able to sing. He's going to cook.
No, you don't want
or what you eat.
You don't want him to sing.
Wow. Amazing, boys.
One final note. When I went to see Young-hee Lee, the great hanbok designer, she reminded me that I had modeled in one of her fashion shows. And more importantly, that she had once tasted my husband's warm kimchi with sea bass and still dreamed of the dish. And even more importantly, just like my husband takes traditional ingredients and reworks them into something new, Young-hee does the same for fashion. And together, she and I pledged that we wouldn't rest until Korean food and culture has gone totally global.